Welcome to the fascinating world of futures trading, where taking advantage of small, highly predictable moves in the market can lead to spectacular outcomes. Then scale those trades across multiple funded accounts automatically. In this beginner's guide, I'll teach you everything you need to know to start trading futures in the shortest time possible. My name's Reece.Cadaval. I've been doing this since 1990. I'm the founder of Ultimate Scalper, and I have dozens of videos on YouTube showing you exactly how I trade the markets. If you're a beginner in the futures market, make sure to watch this video till the end. Welcome scalpers, thanks for joining me on this quick introduction on futures trading. Remember, you don't have to learn every single thing about futures trading to be successful and to start trading it. This is going to be a no fluff, quick intro to get you ready and started to trade futures and what you need to know. Stick around till the end and I'll show you some really cool tools that will not only make you a better trader the more you use them, but it'll help you make money along the way. First, let's briefly go over what are futures. Well, they're called futures contracts. Like stocks, you buy shares of stocks, where if you're trading futures, you buy futures contracts. And like stocks, where you can buy multiple shares of stock, you can also buy multiple futures contracts. Now, why do they call them futures? Well, they were originally a farming and agricultural tool where if I'm a farmer and I have a bunch of bushels of corn that I'm planted now, I want to sell them in the future at a price we determine now. That's why it's called futures. But we're not trading corn. We're not trading pork bellies, orange juice, or anything like that. Let's go right to the internet and see how they define futures contracts. Okay, a futures contract is a legal agreement to buy or sell a particular commodity, asset, or security at a predetermined price at a specified time in the future. Futures contracts are standardized for quality and quantity to facilitate trading on a futures exchange. Okay, that's all great and good, and we know we're not going to trade corn and soybeans or anything like that. So without getting too technical, because it can get really technical, but it doesn't have to, what are we going to trade? Well, we're not going to trade that. We're going to trade what is built for day trading, and that's the S&P 500, specifically the E-mini S&P 500, which is the E means electronic because it's traded online, and or the micro E-mini futures, which is the E-mini S&P 500, even smaller. So let's look into what that is. Now I know what you're thinking. What about the NQ, NASDAQ? What about oil, CL? What about the Russell? Yes, there's many future contracts to trade. I can't go over all of them. So for simplicity, let's just stick with the ES S&P 500 contract for the remainder of this lesson. By the way, that's me. If you have any questions, you can text me at this number here. I'll get back to you, but please give me a chance to get back to you because I have a lot of people asking me questions all the time. So what we're going to be trading and what we're concerned with is the E-mini S&P and micro E-mini S&P futures contract. These contracts are both futures contracts that track the stock indexes. Okay, the key differences between the E-mini and E-micro mini futures contracts are the size. So the E-mini is 1/10 of the full contract of S&P 500, and the micro E-mini is 1/10 of the E-mini. Now, don't get overwhelmed. I know it sounds really confusing, and it's really not. Just look at it as things to trade. So again, don't get overwhelmed by E-mini, S&P, micro S&P. Those are just different things to trade. Just like if you were trading Apple stock, Tesla stock, or any other stock. They all have symbols. They're all different things on their own. All right, before we move on, I just want to go over some dollar values of points and ticks on the ES and micro ES. We're going to go over this a little more later, but just so you know, when it comes to the dollar per ticks, the micro is only $1.25 per tick. The tick is the minimum amount of movement that the micro contract can move. So at a minimum, it can move $1.25. So I can make $1.25 per movement if it goes in my direction, or I can lose $1.25 if it goes against me. That's the micro E-mini. Now, the regular E-mini is $12.50 per tick. Now on both of these, it's 4 ticks will equal 1 point. So we're going to go over a little bit more of this later. I just wanted to show you right off the internet, that's what the value is per tick and per point on these. We'll cover more of this later. Don't get overwhelmed. Promise you it's not really that hard. Okay, one more difference between stocks shares and futures contracts is that futures contracts are for specific time periods and cycles, and each month is represented by a different letter. Okay, so next to the symbol that you type in, ES, you're going to have a date as well. Just defining which contract cycle you're in. It's not that complicated. We'll go over that. And actually your trading platform will automatically change to the right month for you. You want to be in the front month contract. I know it sounds confusing, but trust me, once you get it, it's really not that hard. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Trade it. How do I trade this? What do I need? Well, you need a brokerage account and a trading platform. NinjaTrader is a platform for futures trading, as well as it's a brokerage as well. So you can keep your money there with NinjaTrader and trade on their platform. You can also do the same with TradeStation, and Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade is another great platform and brokerage account all in one. It's becoming Schwab now, so Schwab is taking over TD Ameritrade. TradingView is another spectacular platform loved by many. It's great for all sorts of trading, and I also have many indicators on the TradingView platform. Those are some really good ones. You can research more on your own and whatever's best for you and whatever you like to do. However, in the future, if you want to use any of my indicators, right now they are only available on the NinjaTrader and TradingView platforms. And if you watch any of my videos, most of them are on the NinjaTrader platform. So as far as brokerages and platforms, these are the top I like. There are more. You can keep your money right in there in each one of these. Okay, here we have a chart of the E-mini S&P. As you can see up here, the symbol ES and then the date. And that date is just the expiring contract. This is the contract expiration month, and this is the symbol of what we're trading. So it's really easy. We just type in ES and then the contract will be displayed. You pick the contract month that you want, and it's really not that hard. So this is a basic chart, and this is a 5-minute chart. What that means is every one of these lines, every one of these bars is 5 minutes of time. So the price moved up and down during 5 minutes, and then in the next 5 minutes this bar started and it went up and down and it made this beautiful bar, and then the next 5 minutes is this one, and then the price moved this much in the next 5 minutes, and then the price moved this much in the next 5 minutes. Here we have the prices on the side. It's super easy, and this is time down below. Okay, 8 a.m., 8:30, and so forth. Really super easy. Don't mind the arrows. This is one of my indicators we'll get into later if you want to. But what I want to show you here is that this is a 5-minute chart. Each bar is 5 minutes in time. This is how much price has moved in each 5 minutes. If you look closely, you can see these horizontal line, these boxes. Each box is 1 point. 1 point contains 4 ticks. So we're just concerned with the ES. So 1 tick is $12.50 per tick with 1 contract. All right, so multiply that by however many contracts you're trading. 1 whole point, this whole box, would be $50. So that's $12.50 times 4. So this is a $50 move, another $50 here, another $50 here, another $50 here in this one 5-minute candle. Now in this 5-minute candle, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times $50 in this move, multiplied by however many contracts that you are trading. Here's another chart, ES, September. Each little box is 1 point, and we want to grab as many points as we can. So you're going to live inside the charts. This is what you're going to be watching every day. Once you set up your chart, once you understand what futures are, this is where you're going to live in whatever platform you decide to go with. Well, in futures trading, if we think the price is going to go down, we can enter the trade by selling first to open the trade, and then ride that profit down and then buy it back later. So we don't just buy low and then sell high. We sell high and then buy back low. Now that's the biggest thing about futures trading that people have a hard time wrapping their head around. It's called shorting. You can do it with stocks, but very few people do. Some stock accounts have limits on shorting stock, and not every stock can be shorted. But in futures, it was built for day trading. Wonderful day trading instrument. So let's say today we're watching the market, and here I decide, oh, it looks like the market's going to turn around here, so I'm going to sell. So I place a sell order and get in here, and then way down here, after all these points, each one of these boxes is a point, I decide, oh, okay, I made enough money, or I feel the market's going to turn, and then I'm going to buy to exit. And then I'm out of the trade, I'm done. It's as simple as that. Another really beautiful thing about these platforms and trading is you don't have to practice with live money. You can practice on the simulator. So right over here, we have our instrument that we're trading, and then we just go to the sim account. And you can practice sim trading all you want. Practice your strategies until you perfect them before risking any money. All platforms let you practice first. Nail down your system, nail down what you're doing, you're comfortable and confident before even risking any money. So why wouldn't you try to learn this? What if you're really good at this? While we're on the subject of not using any of your own money, I'm sure you've already heard of prop firm trading, where a company provides funds for you in an account for you to trade with. So you don't actually use any of your own money. Well, you did hear that right, and we're going to go into that here in a minute. And just to let you know, about 95% of my clients are all using prop firms. Well, what is a prop firm? A prop firm, or proprietary trading firm, is a company that gives traders money to trade with in exchange for a split of the profits. You don't actually trade with your own money. You trade with the firm's capital. You keep a percentage of what you make, and they keep the rest. Here's a basic outline on how it actually works, but there's many different companies to choose from, and they all have their own rules. You start out by getting funded. You pass a challenge or evaluation, prove you can trade profitably on a simulator or small account, Once approved, the firm gives you access to real capital. Then you trade their money. These accounts could be anywhere from roughly $10,000 to $500,000, depending on what you qualify for. You still use your own trading strategy and system. No more personal risk. You're not risking any of your own money. You'll split the profits. Each company will have their own payout structure and set of rules you must follow. The risk to you is that you're going to have to pay for these challenges and pay for these evaluations. There's also risks in blowing the account by breaking one of their rules or drawdown limitations. But each one is different, so you'll have to do all that research on your own or ask in the Discord, as many of my clients, like I said, most of them are using prop firm trading accounts. Now there's many prop firms to choose from, and my clients were nice enough to share some of their certificates with the group, and you see many of them use Apex. And then there's a few Lucid. It's another firm. Here's My Funded Futures. My Funded Futures, more Apex. There's Topstep. People use Topstep a lot. I see that quite a bit. Take Profit Trader is another one that's pretty popular. Trade Day. So there's many prop firms to choose from. They all have their own rules. They all have their pluses and minuses. So here's Blue Knox. You can do your own research, find out which ones are suitable for you, and check them out. You can always ask in our Discord as well. Now think about this for a second. How do I turn just a $50 trade into a $1,000 trade? That's literally what can happen if you use a trade copier and trade across 20 accounts. A trade copier is a software that automatically places trades for you. You place a single trade on your main account, and a software tool instantly copies that exact trade to all of your other accounts simultaneously. So let's say you qualified for 5, 10, or 20 prop firm trading accounts. You implement the trade copier on your main account. It copies the trades for you on all the other accounts simultaneously, and just a small daily gain can turn into a massive opportunity. Let's take a look at this chart right here, this example. We talked about a $50 trade and just one $50 trade a day, just making the tiniest little move in the market to get that $50. If you have one account, that's $12,000 a year. But let's say you copy traded to 5 accounts, that's $63,000 a year. And if you had 10, $126,000 a year. What if you had 20? Now, if you step that up to 100 a day, which is very attainable, with one account it's 25,000, 5 accounts, already 126,000. 10 is 252,000. What if you had 20, 15 accounts? And look at these numbers. Do you not see the potential here? I mean, do you not think that this is doable? If you don't, stand by. Now this is straight out of my Discord. People post their winnings every day. This is an example of multiple funded accounts using a trade copier. You can see all this is one day on this person's account here. So he copy trades onto all these different accounts. And all of these are handled by a trade copier. These are all funded accounts using a trade copier. So just a little move equals a lot of money, and people are doing this every day. Now I can keep scrolling, but you get the picture, right? If you want to see more, you can go to the reviews on my website. If it's worth doing, it's worth learning how to do and practicing. So let's go back to that chart we were looking at earlier today. Here I just want to point out that this is the E-mini S&P, and this month is the December contract. It's not really hard. This platform, you just press a button and it will update you to the contract that you should be trading. But once you grasp all this is all you need to start futures trading, besides having a system. And if you need a system, we have the best scalping indicators and systems in the industry, hands down. From Ultimate AI Pro and Ultimate AI Plus for NinjaTrader and TradingView, to the Ultimate Backdoor for both platforms as well, to many other system strategies and indicators as well. We also have a price action course called Ultimate Strategies that teaches you everything I've been doing since 1990. But don't just take my word for it. Check the reviews on my website. I post them on there. People send me comments. They keep on pouring in daily, and if you have a couple of hours to kill, it's an interesting read. Speaking of systems, the whole reason you're here is to learn a system. And I'll teach you. There's multiple systems that I teach, and you can learn them and you can practice them on the simulator. I really think you're going to enjoy it, and I congratulate you for taking the first step and learning how to trade futures and just learning about futures in general. Thanks again. You have my cell phone. Feel free to text me with any questions. I mean, who gives out their cell phone to people? It's my personal cell phone. It'll come right to me. I will answer your text messages as best as I can. Please don't call, just text me. Otherwise, my phone will be blowing up all day long. I can only get to one person at a time. So I'm here for you. I want you to succeed. You may even see me scalp the markets on YouTube. It's no wonder they're the most imitated strategies out there. I even give you my personal cell number so you can text me. Seriously, check the links in the description.